say, come on, there we go. Oh, hey, Instagram. Hold on, hold on. I say I can't blow it out because according to Yoruba culture, you don't blow on things. You gotta use your finger, like that. But I don't like to get burnt. I don't like to get hurt. There we go. Put that there, like that, into the little holder. There we go. Oh, I sort of like this to be. I guess I shouldn't put it here because that's the name. Because I like the smoke wafting. Whatever. Hey, Instagram. It's me, T, from the Pattersons taking the train to Tibet. Well, I woke up to see when I sleep, I sleep in the bed back there. Then there's a way over there. There's a cabinet, and it's got a little how you say that? Doesn't matter. Give me some echo, and I use my phone there like that, and usually I go to sleep by some music. Then it goes off by itself, and then when I wake up in the middle, like 2 o'clock, whenever I wake up, there's some time to put my clothes in. Then I usually futz around for a little while. We're meditating, that weave, or whatever you do. And then what I do is I go back. I put some music and go back to sleep. Well, sometimes I drift off, sometimes I stay, da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, what happened this morning, I had downloaded this song, right? But then I had some other song. Then when I woke back up out of my nap, my early morning nap, my before sunrise nap, I had Charlie Mingus and Eric Dolphy. They did a live thing in Belgium playing. And when the group was Clifford Jordan was on tenor sax. This guy Charles Donnie Richards was on drums, very good. John Arthur Bernard Jr. was on piano, very good. I'm a sucker for piano. Piano, percussion, drums, and like that. And of course, Eric Dolphy was on alto sax, bass clarinet, flute. I love his flute playing. And the great Charles Mingus was on contrabass. He used the strings and everything like that. Anyway, it was a great little thing. I woke up to that. But not before then I was like awake, and so usually I try to play some music in the morning. And there's a song that I was here already when here. Right now I'm in India, but I was already in DeBrother, the southern Africa, the Eastern Cape, and this song they started. Anyway, this song was like a real hit song. It's called Jerusalem. Jerusalem is by this DJ KG, and it's sung by Nosipo. Sorry. Nosipo is the singer. Very popular, very popular. Anyway, so it was. I found this cut that was redone by the great Angelique Kudjo, and she's like from Benin and whatever. The homie, West Africa. Anyway, so beautiful. I've seen Angelique. Don't worry about her. In fact, if it ain't gonna happen, but I would name a girl child Angelique. Let me move this over here because this is not where I've been. Anyway, so it was such a beautiful waking up morning. But that's not what I want to talk to you about. Oh boy. Now yesterday, I was walking up, and I got. Now in India it's very crowded streets, but in Oroville, Oroville is not built for all this traffic they have now. The one main road that goes up to Oroville proper, if you will. So the cars are always beeping, always hit horn beeping and going by. But they respect the people, they let the people go by. Well, we're in the middle of yesterday was a big holiday, so there was a lot of tourists, many more tourists in Oroville, because they're trying to make Oroville this big old mall. They got every time you come in, the main road, we just call it a strip, a mall, you know what I mean? It just goes away, and people are selling everything, so a lot of people come through there. Anyway, so you see, you go, but people, the cars, well, the motorcycles and the bicycles and the scooters, whatever. But now we got these sedans coming through and stuff like that. Anyway, so I was walking along minding my business, like I always do, and this car came by, and I have a little thing with my shoulder, and I'm going to my heel in a little while to address this strain that I have in my shoulder. But the car came by, and his mirror, because if they're driving like that, they drive. This is like the English thing, so they drive on the steering wheel is on the, they say the right side. Anyway, so on the left side of the car, that's where it's going, and the mirror hit that mirror that sticks out. It hit my arm there like that. Now usually, so I'm going, hey, okay, what the? I'm cursing. This guy, he moves up a little bit. It's always crowded, so he sort of halts. I want to say halts a little bit. You know what I mean? His car is in the back of it, but the boy didn't stop. He didn't really, well, I guess he stopped, halt, stop, whatever it is. But he didn't get out to check on me or nothing like that. I kept on going. I could have whipped out my phone and blah, 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 blah. But it was just a bump, but you could hear it, and he knew he hit me like that. Here's my thing. You're in Orville. Well, forget that. You're driving a car. You're driving a 100-pound, wouldn't 100-pound, 300, 500, whatever pound car. I'm a pedestrian. I have no protection. When I first learned to drive, when Chico Barrigan, he taught me how to drive. The first thing he said when we sat down in the car, it was a stick shift, and he said, "Okay, Sloan, the first thing you got to know is that you're in a 3,000-pound inch vehicle. Those people out there have no protection. I don't care what happens, right? That's the deal." That was the first thing he said. You have a weapon, they have no weapon. So when this person, hit me like that, just a boom, but it reverberated sort of like that. I didn't go back to Roberto doing that, teaching me, but I'm going like, whatever. So, but the thing is, as an African, in Africa, Mangalisa Rapasubukwe says to be in Africa, you have to have humanity. You have to be humane like that. This was not a humane act. I know we're in India, but my thing is like, you should be humane. It's not humane. If you do something like that, you need to stop your car, get out and check on the situation. You don't stay in your little air-conditioned car and keep on going. I was miffed. Oh. We'll address that some other time. We'll see what happens. But so anyway, so that's what happened yesterday. So I was hit by a car. Kept on going. That's the thing. And of course, I'm going in my regular dog. I must have this vibe. This is vibration that I have. I'm telling you, the other people be walking, and there's certain spots, these certain dogs. Maybe they recognize. Well, this is before here last year, and they start barking and trying to come at me. I'm gonna deal with them too. Tell you about that later, right? So, and this is like in the evening, I decided I'm not going to walk in the evening anymore. You know what I mean? I try to walk in the day. I'm a walker. You know what I mean? I know everybody's being convenient at scooter. They got to get places quick, or they got to have convenience, or they're too lazy to walk, whatever. But I walk. And health. In fact, we're in Oroville. They're supposed to be into health. So you need to walk at least a half hour a day. Or you should respect the walkers, because the walkers are the ones that doing the Orwellian thing. Driving a car or even a scooter is not an Orwellian thing. To have a dog barking is not an Orwellian thing. In fact, when Mother started Orville, she said, no dogs in Orville. And then people got this whole thing. Oh, this is not a dog, this is my pet. Okay, fine. But the problem is this. If this is a pet, pets get trained. If this dog is, and place around, that means that thing is not trained. That means it's not a pet, it's a dog. Oh, I'm going to deal with this. I'll tell you how later. I'll see what happens. Anyway, so let me calm down. I'm better now. So, but I'm thinking, Orville, like a lot of places, is in decline. I was here 22 whatever years ago, and I'm going like, and then I came back so a few times. I was back last year, and I've seen Orville is in decline. I know everybody wants to make this money. Everybody's hustling. They want to make Orville. I guess India, whatever they want to make, or a big touristy place because gold is going down, whatever they want to make, or a big touristy place, right? But my thing is everything has a life cycle, and I think that oil is coming to the end of its life cycle. That's all I want to say. But then I was thinking, you know, I've been around, I've been traveling officially since I guess 1988 when I went to Montreal for my birthday one time, and they had the jazz festival there. Well, it was Montreal was like great like that. But as the years go on, and when everybody gets hip and they go to it or whatever like that, then you know it's a life cycle, you know. I had a friend of mine. She was doing a master's degree, and I had to read her paper. Read her paper, right? I don't know what they was talking about. Well, it was a community development. It was some development thing, but one of the things, as she was part of this NGO in Cape Town, and they one time I was at their thing, and they show you everything has a life cycle, you know, and so I'm thinking about, wow, there's a lot of life cycles out there. Orville's life cycle to me is on decline. When I was in Montreal, I haven't been up there lately, but it's probably in decline, right? Cape Town, when I first came to Cape Town in 2002, it was great. Oh, it was great. And then when the World Cup came in 2010, right now, Cape Town, right after that, in decline, right? A lot of stuff. I lived in the Lower East Side, Alphabet City, in the 80s, all through to the 90s, right? When I first came, it was wonderful. Oh, man. Even had a dive bar. We had the little games, you know, the Pac-Man, whatever, the early games like that. But it's a nice dive bar, locals there, not a lot of people, right? Then a newspaper that was going out of business wrote an article, and all these we call them Bridgetown people, came, and the Lower East Side started to get real hip. That was about the time, like in the 80s, and then when Madonna had moved into the neighborhood and bought some lofty place like that. You know, because it was by Tompkins Square Park. And so what happens is, the Puerto Ricans, Spanish people, they would be drumming at night, like usual, just like in Marcus Garvey Park up in Harlem, you know, people be drumming. But when these news people come in, they say, oh, let's have the noise like that. Well, you know where he is moving. What? You know, that kind of thing. Because when Madonna came in, get hip, and then the Wall Street people started to come in, you know, the finance people, and of course they got to work the next day, whatever, you know. So that started to decline, you know. And forget the drugs. The drugs wasn't really a problem. I lived on 7th Street, which was the heroin block, you know. It was the safest block in the whole neighborhood. Of course, down the way, it was like, you know, down the way, like the 3rd Street was like the crack block. Well, that was bad. Then there was these different areas, but they were, I can't explain to you that right now. Then, again, another thing that I witnessed when I went to Livingston College, one of the best colleges. I'll tell you about it sometime, another time. But again, when I was there, when I got there, it was great. But then the Rand Corporation that got involved, they wanted to kill the college. It was a great experiment. I think it was an experiment. They didn't, you know, they couldn't have that with all these, you know, downtrodden people, you know, getting educated. They wasn't having that, especially not in an Ivy League school. Anyway, so that was done. BAI was there. WBAI was there from 82, whatever it is, all the way to 96 when I officially left. You know, I'm still associated with it. But in that time, I saw the many changes, so many coups and stuff like that. That's when I was there, 505 8th Avenue. We can argue that when they was at the church, which was before that, in the East Side in the 60s. But you know, anyway, I was there what I call the heyday. In fact, man, we had at one point when I was just the early 90s, man, the staffing was amazing. It was an amazing thing. We put out some programming, you know, I have no idea like that. Let's go all the way back. Let's go back to the 60s, right? You know, I grew up in a time where, you know, we down south they had the Kumbaya movement, you know, the civil rights movement. I'm telling you, we was up there. We were, you know, Black Power, you know, that's part of Black Arts movement, you know. And of course that got destroyed, you know, the FBI and all of this COINTELPRO and that whole thing. Anyway. But the other thing is that theater, same thing. In the 60s, I was there because 67, 68, like that, when I was at Negro Ensemble Company. But we had, we had the, I don't think the National Black Theater had started yet. Anyway, you know, there was the New Lafayette Theater up there in Harlem. So, we go, it was wonderful, right? In fact, I guess it must have been then in the 70s, in the mid-70s, mid-70s, that's when National Black Theater was really on. Go to a class, a master class up there, like that. And so, anyway, the last play not the last play I did, but the really big, noteworthy play, Oyab, was done there, and it was like amazing, right? And I don't know what National Black Theater is doing now. I know they tore something down and they're supposed to be a little I don't know what they're doing up there like that. But again, I witnessed all these, even in Cape Town with Pan African, I witnessed all of these. Maybe I'm bad, maybe it's me. Because when I come to a place, it's wonderful, I experienced the wonderfulness, and then I noticed the decline, Then I got to go. I'm not saying I'm bad luck or the cool or nothing like that. I'm just saying, I'm a witness. I can see the decline. Let's put it that way. So anyway, let me just stop there. So because I got bumped by a car, I got to go see my healer right now and start working on this stuff like that. So I'll keep you abreast. But this, I guess, it's also about these ingredients, because this is a Thursday, this was my audio drama day. Yeah. These ingredients make for, you start, it's creative. I'm an audio dramatist. I'm a writer. I'm a playwright, whatever. So you write your own narrative according to things that you witness, according to you, whatever it is. So I have a theater in DeBrother with Zabalaza right now, and once I get my little audio drama unit, I'm going berserk. All this stuff is going to be exposed. I'll keep on writing. And say, well, brother, who's you? Don't worry about that part. We'll talk about that another time, okay? So I'm going to let you go because it's Instagram. It's supposed to be short, man. It's never short. Okay, so I'll check you later. Man, my arms, I got to do like this to, cause like that. Turn it off.